Hello everyone, my name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Dungeons & Dragons was one of the movies I wasn't so sure about when it was coming out. I thought the cast was good, and then the trailers is really what sold me on this movie. Unfortunately, I didn't miss it when it was in theaters, but I heard really good things about it. And so finally, the other day, I got around to actually sitting down and watching this movie. But before I go any farther, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. First things first, I'll say I actually really like this movie. I think at this point in the year, it's probably in my top 10 favorite movies of the year so far. The story was a little bit simple, a little bit straightforward, but it still worked. Unfortunately, I have never actually gotten to play D&D, but I'm really interested in it. I have a couple friends who play, and I was talking to them about this movie, and they said, like, yeah, that tracks with playing D&D. Unless you have a group that's like done it for years and you have a really experienced dungeon master, yeah, maybe the stories will be a little bit more simple. The story does work for me, even though it is simple. The end maybe was a little bit predictable. No spoilers here in case you want to go see it and you missed it in theaters like me. But yeah, something at the end, I saw it coming from a mile away, which it's whatever. I do really like the character growth throughout this film, especially with Chris Pine's character and especially with Justice Smith's character. And I think the biggest strength of the script was in the dialogue. Just the character interactions back and forth. It's just so believable and well done. Part of that is the performances. Part of it is the dialogue. I really like how they mix kind of like a high fantasy style of dialogue with just kind of like some common modern English. And it works together really well, and it makes for some really funny moments, some really funny lines. And it almost kind of seems like this story could be a group of friends sitting around a table playing D&D. I think they start out this film really strong, and they close it pretty well. There's almost like a little bit of a heist moment. I hesitate to say that the second act drags, but it does slow down a considerable amount, and it's still good, but I think that's maybe just because of how good the first act is. It almost feels like it kind of drags just a little bit. The sets and the costume design in this film was really, really well done. And speaking of things that's also really, really well done, the location manager absolutely earned the paycheck for this film, because they have some absolutely beautiful locations, and there's some of these like wide traveling shots, and it is just breathtaking. And I really enjoyed the cinematography in this film. They had a few little fun things, especially when characters maybe go into a portal or something like that. They made use of those beautiful, beautiful landscapes. And I really like how they filmed the action as well. All of the action was really well done. The choreography was really good. And I loved how they filmed it, because if you kind of learned a little bit with my channel, how I like action, I like to be able to see the action. I hate it when there's a ton of shaky cam, or when a fight scene is absolutely cut to death in the edit. I think they did a really solid job here of maintaining energy throughout the fight while still letting us see exactly what's going on and giving us a good sense of where everybody is. I'd say the CGI in this is really well done. It seems like there was quite a lot of practical stuff done, which I absolutely applaud, but I think the CGI overall was really good. You know, I'd say probably 85, 90% of the CGI was really good. There was just a small percentage that maybe was a little bit iffy, but it didn't take me out of the movie or anything. I absolutely love Chris Pine in this movie. I love Chris Pine just about in anything he's in, but particularly in this movie, he is so charming and he is so charismatic, and I really enjoy his character. I really enjoy the performance that he has. One of the things that just stands out to me about his performance and his character is there's kind of an exposition dump at the beginning of the film, and he's the one that's delivering it. And I absolutely did not mind the way he was able to deliver it and kind of tell the story was extremely entertaining. It was an absolute great choice to center this story around him and his character. I'm not typically a fan of Michelle Rodriguez, but I think she did a really solid job in this. This honestly might be the best I've seen her. I think Justice Smith played probably my second favorite character in this. I really like the whole kind of mediocre wizard kind of thing he has going on, and he plays it really well. I really love his character arc here, and he gives a good performance, and he has some really good emotion. And I enjoyed Regé-Jean Page in this film. His character, I think pretty obviously so, was very much inspired by Drax. Kind of to the same degree, he doesn't get sarcasm, he takes things very literally, things like that. He did a really good job, but I couldn't help but think of Dave Bautista and Drax anytime his character was on screen. Sophia Lillis was really good in the little bit that her character had to do. I really would like to kind of explore more of her character if a potential sequel were to come about. Even though not all of our main characters and heroes had like a ton of focus, they all have great chemistry and they all work really well together as a unit. And also I have to say, Hugh Grant as one of the villains was really good casting. Somehow he was at the same time incredibly likable, but also incredibly dislikable. He was able to kind of walk that balance, especially toward the beginning of the film. And it was just really, really well done. And he made for an interesting villain to Chris Pine's character. He just plays like a really slippery and smooth talking con man, and he does a really good job. Another one of the villains, played by Daisy Head, she did a really good job. She was pretty much just there to be kind of a creepy wizard kind of character, and they absolutely nailed that. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this film. Overall, the story's kind of simple, but it absolutely works. The strength is in the characters and the dialogue, and the action was really great as well. This was just a fun time. I hate that I missed it in theaters. I think this would have been a fun movie to see in theaters. I think I'd give it a very solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. But that's it. That's my review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Have you seen this movie? Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Also, if you play D&D, let me know your favorite moment of playing D&D. I'd love to get into it at some point. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. We're getting closer and closer to 100 subscribers. So please, if you haven't yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, if you want to stay connected, follow me on social media, pretty much anywhere, @CinemaSeth. And I'll see you next time.